No, so I think agents are always looking for a new way to leverage AI. And one of the things I notice, and I think most agents would agree with this, is there's this adage in real estate that agents don't update their headshots frequently enough. So if you're using a headshot from a decade ago and you're not getting a photo of you for whatever reason, we're going to show you here, Ryan and I, how you can leverage AI to generate a high quality headshot for pennies, And we're going to have fun with this today. We're going to use Jimmy Mackin, because I've noticed Jimmy is big in video. You cannot find headshots of Jimmy other than the one that he typically uses. So Jimmy, we're going to hook you up today. Hopefully this works, right? Because Ryan, we need 12 examples.
We need 12. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get a version of Jimmy.
we're going to get a version. The inputs matter. I'll keep saying that over and over again. Inputs matter with AI. The inputs were weak. There weren't a lot of examples with Jimmy with a beard, with the beautiful coif, but we're going to do what we can do here today.
The coif. I love it. I love it. And if they are good enough, they might even fool friends and family like yours did.
Exactly. Yeah. Fooled my friends and family yesterday. Exactly. We're going to fool Jimmy. Jimmy's going to wonder, when did I take this photo?
We should take the photo that we make of him and put him somewhere and be like, oh, dude, I didn't know you was at this conference.
That's actually what we should do.
We should do that. We should do that. Okay. We should
that'll be in the background. Okay. We think of a conference.
Okay, cool. So just to kind of preface this, so what we did, like very gung-ho, is we found as many images online of Jimmy as we possibly could. Some of them were high resolution. Some of them, Tim just basically screenshotted from Jimmy's 1,000 Instagram reels. For any agent watching this, if you want to like recreate yourself and make a decent enough model, you need higher res images. So like definitely preface that if you are going to do this, I'm sure you can spend 30 minutes with your iPhone getting some images of yourself. It will pay off in the long run.
It'll save a lot of time.
It will save a lot of time. Without diving too much into the weeds, what we're going to use is an AI image generation model called Flux. Now, Flux is like the gold standard of image generation, and it's open source, which means anybody can use it. You just have to pay like a very small amount of dollars to access it. And you can see on screen, like it's a fraction of a cent. Do you guys say penny or cent in America?
Dollars and cents, we'll say, but yeah, pennies. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't say quib. Pence or whatever you guys
Pence.
Pence, yeah. We don't say that at least.
Okay. Yeah. So it's incredibly cheap, which means you don't have to pay for like a subscription tool. You can do this on the fly whenever you want. It takes 15 minutes to do. So we'll just run through the entire setup, because you did this yesterday, right, Tim? You already did this.
Yeah, like I was saying, the inputs matter, and I was grabbing some terrible photos that were low quality for myself, so I had to do it 3 times, and I capped the daily spend or total spend at $15. I never hit the cap. I kept running it thinking I was going to have to put more money in. So yeah, it is very cost effective to do this if you do it right. Inputs matter, guys.
Inputs matter, 100%. Okay, so I'm just going to jump onto this tab. So can you see the tab I'm looking at?
I'm just looking at Flux.
Looking at Flux, cool. Yeah. So this is, should we give context on this, or should we just show how the training works?
I think agents are just going to want to know step by step, what do I have to do to create a high quality image in like 10 minutes or less?
Okay, cool. All about speed and efficiency. So what we'll do is we'll share the links after this as well. So if you do want to recreate it, then, you'll have to go through the rigmarole of setting up an account, putting some dollars in your billing account. But other than that, this is basically where you'll start. So we will just dive into the entire setup. So what we're looking at here is the Flux training model. And then there is another stage of this where you can start generating your images. The training will take you 5 minutes to set up and then maybe 10 minutes to run, depending on the number of images that you actually have. So for the purpose of this, we will call this Jimmy. Set everything to private. You don't want any creeps accessing your files. So I'm going to put that as Jimmy.
It'd probably help him out if we made it public, so he actually has some headshots out there in Google. But no, we'll keep it private.
Yeah, we'll rank for his name, and then we can rank for Jimmy's images.
That's it.
So you can name it for whatever you want, keep it private, and then the input images have to be in a zip folder. So if you're using Mac, which I'd imagine most of you are, just compress the folder, and then we'll upload it now. So click to upload, and I've already got my little Jimmy folder ready to go. So the next thing you're going to want to do for this, we are going to use the trigger word Jimmy. Now, trigger word is just anytime you want to create an image, you want to tell the AI model, hey, this is who the image is about. So I'm just going to put here Jimmy. Super straightforward, super easy. The rest of this we don't have to mess with. We're going to quickly change this. Now, this number of steps just means how many training steps it's going to go through. Like the higher the number, the more detailed the image. The lower the number, the less detailed the image. We're going to leave this well alone. And then we have to do one very small, complicated step. Jumping on Hugging Face. How did you find this yesterday yourself?
I watched your video.
Yeah?
Was that easy? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was easy.
Okay, so let's just jump into Hugging Face. You can see it now, right?
I can, yeah.
Okay, as always, like the links are going to be in the post for you to follow along with your British cousin. Okay, so set up with an account. It's free to do. You don't need to put any credits in here. Straightforward and simple. Once you've set it up, I'm going to go ahead and set up a new model. So click your little profile picture in the top right and we hit new model. Now, this is going to be where basically this is going to allow you to reference Jimmy's photos or your own photos whenever you want, with whichever AI image generation model you want to use. Set it to public, and then we hit create model. We're going to take this little Jimmy, we're going to call this a repo ID. We'll just for the sake of this, we just call it an ID. We're going to copy that, jump back into the training, copy and paste. And now the model is going to have access to all of Jimmy's images. The next thing we're going to do, sixth and final step, is we're going to generate an API token, which means, for those of you who don't know, an API token means that we're able to access another website, another database, without having to log into that database from where we currently are. Hopefully that makes sense. So we jump back to Hugging Face, click your little profile picture again, and we go to access tokens. Oh, I'm going to put my password in and create new token. Do not share this token. You can end up with a very big bill if somebody gets hold of your token. So please do not do that. Hide it, and you only see this once. So write it down, take a picture of it, put it in your WhatsApp chat to yourself. Maybe that's just me.
I'm gonna write your token down.
Dude, you use it and make as many images as me as possible. Let's flood the internet with it. So you create a token, and when you create a token, unfortunately, I'm just gonna do this real quick, Jimmy, and then you just have to click all of these little checkboxes. In fact, I will quickly do it because we're gonna use this for the purpose of the video. And while I'm doing this, Tim, you did this yesterday, right? Yeah, you did all this stuff.
I did, yeah. Yep. That was all of the checks.
That's all the checks, right?
That's
yeah,
it.
Cool. Create token. You can use this one because this is Jimmy's. So
yeah,
copy.
Screenshot this.
Yeah, screenshot this, write it down. Share this tab. We're gonna jump in here. Okay, so that is everything. What did that take us? We need like a timer.
If we weren't talking, I would say like
seconds.
2 minutes max. Yeah.
Seconds.
I'll time the next step.
Okay, so it's going to run now. So we've got everything that we need. All that's going to happen, hopefully. I mean, if something breaks, we'll debug it, but it's now just going to run. So let's just hit create training. Okay, so now it is now training its model on Jimmy. And you can see what it's describing, like a man with a beard and a mustache wearing black.
Mustache. We should give him a mustache.
We should give him a mustache.
And a bars.
I wonder like what outfit Jimmy would look best in, because I always see him in like just a black t-shirt and a cap.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing, is like the black t-shirt with maybe a black jacket over it. Maybe we should put him in like a Conor McGregor fitted striped suit. He's looking for a new look.
Yeah, like a Versace blazer type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Also, I want to point out that Jimmy, like I met Jimmy, what was it, 3 years ago? Something
2021,
like that?
yeah.
2021. I started the backwards cap beard look.
You did?
I did. I was first to do it. I was the first to do it. Jimmy copied me. I'm going to die on that hill.
I feel like I brought the beard to the game. So yeah, he took your backwards hat, took my beard. It's just a big melting pot.
He owes us some checks.
Yeah.
So this is going to take a second to run. It might take 10 minutes, but while it does,
so this is going to run. So see how we have 2,000, right? So we're 4% of the way there. So if we left it defaulted to 1,000, it'd be probably half the time.
Yeah.
But the next step, and we can jump ahead to the prompt. This is where you tell the AI what you want the image to look like, what kind of camera you want to shoot with, what kind of lighting you want. Do we want to put Jimmy in a city street? Do we want Jimmy on stage with a bunch of agents going crazy in the background?
What we can do, maybe what we should do is we should put a descript, like get ChatGPT to detail what they think Jimmy looks like. Okay, so let's grab that. In fact, so upload from computer, desktop.
If you can use that image he uses basically every time.
This one.
It's like black. It's like a grayscale, the beard and coif.
Let's have a look. This one.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. That's the one.
Okay, I want to recreate.
You should put him in like a white suit. The opposite of what he wears.
The white suit is your look. We can't give him any more looks, man.
That's a beige look. That's beige.
Beige. Come on now. I hope agent, like if a whole bunch of people watch this stuff, I really want you to see Tim's suit.
Never. I'm gonna delete it from the web.
How would
What's Laura? Can you explain Laura?
Laura is the training model. So Laura is like the framework we're going to build on top of. So people way smarter than us have already built like billions of reference points for images. So that's how it knows like what eyes are and mustaches and beards and stuff like that. So it saves us having to build our own model. We're just building on top of one that already exists. How would you describe the man in the image? I want to recreate this with high definition and realism. See what it does.
And is O1 available to anyone? Do they have a paid account with OpenAI?
I think you have to have a paid one to get the O1, but you can use this for any of the models. So 4.0, they're all available for every single, like free and paid. Should be fine. There we go. A man appears to be in his 30s to early 40s. Is that right?
That's accurate. Yeah, I believe he is 40.
Medium to athletic build. Nah.
Medium. I like that.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you're medium, buddy.
We're going to jump right into this one. A neatly groomed beard. Blah, 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 blah. That gives him a stylish, monochromatic appearance. ChatGPT's being far too kind to Jimmy.
Yeah, I feel like he must have been an early investor in OpenAI.
100%. That wouldn't even surprise me.
I'll say though that prompt box is where the creativity is. This is where you're gonna have fun. I put myself on a beach. I've put myself in a 3-piece suit. It's like that is where you would put that information in for the output of the images you're looking for.
Yeah, I got creative with mine. I was a fighter pilot. I had way bigger arms. Like, it was nice to see myself with some muscles.
Yes.
You don't have.
I didn't have to prompt it. No, exactly.
Yeah. See, look at me. Look, I beat you to it. Come on now. So there you go. So what this has done now is it's analyzed the photo. I've then said, like, as a follow-up, now give me the flux prompt, which is the image generation model. So I can recreate this like for like, or as close as like for like as possible. A negative prompt is basically words that you don't want to exist in the output. So like extra limbs, disfigured, all this kind of stuff. So now we've got the prompt there, right? We can have a ton of fun. I will say,
I got a quick pro tip. Having played around with this, I think the character limit, if I remember, is 77. So I was taking the prompt and I was putting it in, and it was basically cutting off at 77 characters. So it can't be too long of a prompt.
Correct. Yeah. Good shout out. Yeah, for sure.
So we're at 7 minutes.
We're at 7 minutes. Let's have a look. We are 41% of the way through. So we can jump into here, and there's all of these little features. Now, as like by default, these things are set to be the best output they can be. But you can change them. So for example, you've got here like number of outputs, right? So if I jump into this, and what this means is, I think maximum is 4.
Yeah.
So the higher number of images you generate, the more tokens it's going to cost you. And you can see here, like this image here was generated in 18 seconds. I think my images were taking about 22 seconds to generate. What were yours taking?
It's something like that, really quick. And I started with one, and I wanted more variation because the first one was way off. I mean, again, I was using photos that weren't high resolution, so I went right to 4. And of the 4, I generally had 1 or 2 that I thought looked pretty much like me.
Looks just like you.
Spot on. Enough to fool my family.
That's true. That is true. Let's go to Tim.
So they can see how realistic this looks. And for those of you who know me, that looks like me. My hair
looks like you.
A little nicer than that. The beard's a little bit more full than my beard.
Yeah.
But it's got the scowl. I do have these lines. I might need some Botox at some point in the future.
But like, let me just actually, while we're here, like, can we pull the comments and just?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's mixed reviews.
And look at that first one.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
Shout out to Chris.
OnlyFans profile pic.
Yeah, that's Jay for you.
Look, you're giving the game away.
I'm trying to tell people, guys, this is not me, but they weren't having it.
Do you know anything about AI?
Yeah, that's my sister-in-law. We talk about AI often. That's my barber, Matt Lucier. And I don't know if it's sickening what AI can do, or if he's just sick of me talking about AI. I'll have to ask him today. I'm getting a haircut tonight.
Killer photo, boss pic, handsome guy, stud.
That's my aunt. That's my cousin. That's my other cousin. So my cousins think this is me. That's good enough for me.
I love this.
So your clients, guys, your clients will think this too is you. You know, I did last year, and I don't get professional headshots often. I did, I think it was like $1,000. I got maybe 20 or 30 images. I hated 19 of them. I've used like 1. And I was just looking last week, like, I should get some new headshots. I need some variation because I just have this beige jacket and a lot of my high-end resolution photos. And then Ryan and I were playing around with Ryan and I were playing around with this. I'm like, okay, I don't have to spend $1,000. I can spend pennies and have photos that I think look even better and still realistic.
And then this is my Vogue attempt.
Yeah, is that AI? I can't tell.
Nah, that's me. That's me. That's my $1,000 photo shoot.
Yeah. Where's the fighter pilot?
The fighter pilot? I don't think I put that on the internet yet.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, the UK's adversaries, if they see that photo, they will stand down. They're not gonna want to beef with the UK.
I don't blame them. To be fair, I am built different. I want to show this as well with some other of the guys that have done this yesterday. In another group. And you guys have no point of reference, but this, having known this guy firsthand for like 3-4 years, is identical to him. And he's got a few more. Is like very mafia-esque.
It is.
And then we're going to show your one on the Bahamas, right?
So this, I showed my wife this last night. Now the arms, they're a little smaller. In real life, they're a little bit bigger. That's a little small there. I do have sleeves, so I picked up on my sleeves. Those aren't them. My artwork is nicer than that. But I'll say from the neck up, that is me. At least when I had longer hair. Like that is my do.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And how many images was this trained on?
Oh, jeez. I started with 12. And the output, I showed it one example. It was terrible. So I had to go back. I used actually the professional shots that I had done last year, and it got more accurate. But I would say I had 4 created. This is one of the 4. So 25% of the time it was actually 50% because 2 of them were almost identical. The only difference is the sideburns were a little bit shaven.
Okay.
Not on this one. In the other image, I didn't like that. It wasn't accurate.
That's super specific.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think this one
probably picked up on this, so it threw this in, but it left the long on top.
I like the longer look.
Yeah, me too. My wife tells me, I think she just likes to toy with me because she'll say, grow your hair out. And I'll take 3 painstaking months to get to this point. And then she says, cut your hair, and I'll cut it. And then a week later, she says, you should grow your hair back out. So I'm done. I'm just going to, from now on, I'm keeping it a tight fade.
It looks cool, man. It looks. The good thing is, whichever look it suits you, you rock it. We're good.
Is that the British sarcasm I'm picking up on, or
that is a genuine compliment?
I appreciate it.
Genuine compliment. Genuine compliment.
Thank
also, I would like to ask, like, how tall are you in this picture?
6'4".
So accurate then.
It's spot on.
Super accurate. Yeah. Maybe like a couple of inches off, but otherwise.
Yeah. I'll never tell you. We've never actually met. So I don't know. You could be 5'2".
I could.
The fact that I haven't met you, I'm not convinced you're not an AI agent.
Some people have said that. Some people have said, I'm not convinced this guy's a real person.
Yeah. Well, speaking of agents, I want to shout out AI Powered Agents. It's a Facebook group. We just created it. It's brand new. We're going to want to welcome any agent in there who wants to remain on the cutting edge of AI. We're all learning together, at different rates. And so our hope here is just to help real estate agents stay ahead of the competition. Learn from us, learn from each other, ask questions. So get in that group if you're not in that group, because we're going to be posting content in there regularly.
16 minutes. Okay, that includes us sticking about the image model learning on Jimmy's lack of images, and I'm just going to grab this now because we're going to move on to the generation part. So copy, move over to this. So all we need to do is adding the model reference, so the repo ID we spoke about earlier. That is literally all we need to do. And then when we do the prompt, we just reference the word Jimmy. That should be enough. Now, again, we're going to preface this. This might come out unusual because of the images that we fed it, but we're going to see. So what should we try first?
I just want to make sure that part didn't get missed. So your trigger word, if you chose bookshelf, you'd have to have the trigger word bookshelf inside the prompt.
Yes.
All right. In front of a big crowd.
At a conference.
I want a crowd of people. I want 1,000 agents standing up, looking excited,
standing
like they're meeting they're meeting a famous person.
Okay. Let's try this. We'll do one. We'll just run one and see what happens.
Goes. I hope this works.
I hope this works.
If it doesn't, it wasn't us. It was just the lack of good photos.
Something's happening.
Okay.
Something's happening.
Something's gonna happen. I hope it doesn't look like Rachel Maddow.
We didn't need AI for that.
We don't.
Okay.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Okay, so and by the way, this is costing like less than a penny to create, so I don't mind, just for the sake of trying to get a good picture of Jimmy, I don't mind spending the pennies.
You can bill him later.
I'm going to invoice him
a fraction of a pound.
Come on now, give me something good. Oh, he's up there.
Yeah. I can see kind of.
Okay, so let's take, and it's just to point this out as well, where it says like a man. I know that might seem super rudimentary and straightforward, but sometimes you can generate images of you in whatever gender and sex that you want to do. So man just keeps it explicit. Here he is. Here he is.
That's spot on.
Oh, dude, it's Jimmy in the crowd.
Oh, I gotta screenshot this.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
That's good. I mean, it's Jimmy watching Jimmy.
Jimmy watch it. That is literally his dream.
That is his beard. That's his hair. That's your hat.
I'm gonna. What should I do?
Can we use this image now? Because we're talking about it. Can we use this image to feed back in to get similar images?
Yes, we can. So what we can do, if I share this tab instead, so what that's going to be, so what we're going to do is we're going to give it a seed number. So that just means every time we now prompt this, this seed, which is just the parent image, is going to be used as a reference. So let's just try it again. Let's do a couple of more outputs.
Scroll up for me for 1 second. Okay, thanks.
You sending him it already?
I'm going to send it to him. I want to get his reaction. And the prompts below, you don't need to touch, right?
These?
Yeah.
You can. You definitely can. If you... you don't have to. No. Why is it always... Why is it always facing away?
What image did you use that he had a hat on? I don't think I've seen him maybe one time with a hat. Where does he get in this hat?
I don't know.
I could actually zoom back in this image, this goofy image here. I could see Jimmy. This one here. Yeah, zoom in. Yeah. Like that is spot on Jimmy.
Yeah, that is Jimmy. Okay, let's take the backwards cap off.
That was so good. It was too vivid. Oh man, what a time to be alive.
It is the golden age. Get rid of this. We don't need these.
You know, while this thing's thinking, because we're talking about images now, but audio, voice clones are getting so accurate. So we've been experimenting with it. You know, I talked about faking out my cousins with my headshot from yesterday. I faked my wife out a few months ago with an AI clone. I trained in 11 labs, an hour worth of audio of me just talking into the mic, and then sent it the clip, and she thought it was me. So if I can trick my wife, I can trick anyone. And so what we're going to do is that's terrible.
So
we're going to start. You won't always get it. And again, so we crop from the eyebrows up. That's his coif. That's his hair.
I feel this is Jimmy 17 years from now.
You ever see when it'll say, "Hey, this is what scientists believe man will look like in 300 years." Like that's it right there.
Oh, do you know what I didn't do?
Oh, you didn't use the word, did you?
No.
That's a good example of why you need what was that called again?
Word.
Token word.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. Yeah, Jimmy said.
What do you say?
Oh, I'm going nuts here. Is that a crowd full of Jimmys?
Yes, it is.
AI is so fun. So fun. If this doesn't work, we should try that because that was spot on. We're getting closer.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, that's Jimmy in 2035.
So why is it? Again, this has to do with the images that we've given it, right? So
yeah,
let me just grab this very quickly and go back, and I want to just paste this in here.
Mm-hmm.
And it might skew. Is it 9:16? Is that the ratio? I forget. Okay. It feels like it's like a chubbier version of Jimmy.
It is if he stops going to the gym and eating all that gelato. The pants are spot on. Those are like his legs.
Yeah, they are. Oh, okay.
Now he's a marathon runner.
He's stretched. Okay, so let me just change the thing. Let's do that. That looked more like Jimmy.
It did, but it's basically the same image. If for whatever reason you didn't want to use your own headshot. Okay, so we went from marathon runner to power lifter real fast.
Hell yeah, that looks so good. It's even got the hands. Like, that's so cool. Oh man, I'm saving this one.
That's a bad look. It's a bad look, Jimmy.
Yeah, but I guess like the interesting thing, like if, for example, if I swap this out and I just put and I run this. Running it on my model, hopefully. Otherwise, we're going to get a very weird hybrid mix of me and Jimmy. And I think I trained mine on. I think I had 15 or 20 images, so it wasn't a lot, and they were just iPhone images. So I didn't have the benefit of like a really nice high-end photography pack. Come on. Yeah.
That's accurate. That means you have too many selfies on your phone.
Look at this one.
That's good.
This one's real. That one, I mean, I did put some photos of me when I was slightly rounder, so more robust. The tattoos are pretty bang on. I do have lilies. I do have some like thicker ink. This one I actually really like. I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah, keep that. I like the deep V.
This one. The V-neck.
The deep V.
I like that.
I could never wear a V-neck. I've tried.
This one is
not good. Yeah, you look like you've been hitting the gym. Less jiu-jitsu, more
gym.
Yeah. He's like the bro there.
Change my name to Chad.
Yeah.
But it goes to show like how quick, like with the right images, it will pick up your face, your facial features, and it will create some really strong output. We had some fun with Jimmy, and if we had more images of Jimmy, I think the output would be way stronger. But I think that was a lot of fun.
I had a blast. So we'll drop this video in AI powered agents.
Yeah.
There'll be more content in there. Again, it's brand new. We just started it today. So hop in there. AI powered agents. If you want to stay on the cutting edge of AI, stay ahead of the competition, have some laughs with us, get in there. We'll see you in there.
Cheers, guys.